Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name is EJ Marino and I'm so excited because I have a brand new review of the new Mulan. I was able to see this early and I have a review for you guys, so let's dive into it right now. Disney's new Mulan remake is the newest in the long line of remakes from this brand. We started back in maybe Cinderella, Jungle Book, and from there we've done Maleficent. We've just done so many. We had two last year, I think, with Aladdin and Lion King. Now we have Mulan. Where does Mulan rank in the crazy world of the remakes? I'm gonna say I think it's a top tier remake. That's not saying much though, because the movies before this have never really been that great. This movie is pretty good though. I have some issues with it, but for the most part, I was enthralled by it. It's a crazy immersive film in a world I very much enjoy. Even if there's elements I don't love, I think I walked away from Mulan happy. I liked it. Now my scale of liking it, or where I lay on the do I like it a lot or do I just okay, it's okay, that's where I'm trying to figure out. So hopefully throughout this review I'll figure out where I stand, because still at this moment, with pages of notes, all of it, seeing the movie twice now, I still don't know how I feel completely. We'll start off by saying this movie is incredibly well made, from the acting, the direction, the cinematography, or the art department. A round of applause to the art department of this movie, because you guys ate it up. This movie looks aesthetically so gorgeous. The costumes are bright, vibrant, and bold. They stand out. I know exactly what I'm looking at. Like, it's so beautiful. This movie is aesthetically great. The sets, there's real sets. You look like you can go to a house in this movie and touch the house. Not everything is a crazy green screen vibe, which I feel like a lot of the remakes, and hell, a lot of recent Disney movies have that green screen vibe to them. Not this one. This felt so real, so nice. It is just such a delight. The cinematography as well. They capture these characters, these actors, these moments, these set pieces so wonderfully. There's some moments in the cinematography I don't really love. Like, some of the action feels a little bit choppy at times. I wanted to just like sit and stare at the action, and they would cut it up. They would do a swooping camera moment and cut halfway through it to go down to another shot. I'm like, let me see what is happening. It's a problem I have in a lot of the MCU movies, where I'm like, let me see the action, as opposed to like a DC film, which lets me see all of it. This feels a little bit more like the MCU, where it's just like choppy action to maybe hide all of our actors not being able to do some of the stunts, which you have like Donnie Yen on our set. He should be able to be the stunt person from everyone. Like, throw a wig on Donnie Yen and let him play Mulan, because he's just that damn good. But yes, I like the feel and the vibe. This is a beautiful atmosphere they curated in this movie, and it goes down to just those technical things. The director, Niki Caro, she got it. She understood her vision, her what she wanted to do, and she executed that very well. Now, where the film loses me a tiny bit is in the story of this. Now, that's not to say I don't love the Mulan story. I actually very much love the story. I think it's why I didn't love the original animated film so much, because I wanted to see this done in a more mature war film. I mean, even little EJ was not into the talking dragon and the songs. I wanted a drama. I wanted an epic. This almost hits it, but it still feels like a Disney movie at times. There's a fantasy environment or a fantasy element that I just don't really connect with. I don't know if it's the witch stuff, the inclusion of Chi, because that felt very Asian to them, and I was just like, oh, Chi. It just, every time they mentioned it, it made me think of the Dragon Ball Z movie and the Evolution, that bad live action one. So I was just kind of like, oh no, don't go that way. It lost me when they were trying to add that fantasy element to this war epic. It's just like, give me a straight up war movie. But no, we had to be like, look, she has superpowers. Isn't that cool? Isn't there, like, look at this mysterious witch lady. She's so interesting. And I'm like, just give me a war movie. Do you know what the scariest villain in a war is? It's the other general. That's what I wanted to focus on. I didn't need this message of like, well, the witch lady is kind of the strongest one on the bad guys, but look at the man keeping her down. It's like, no, just give me a villain. give me a clear-cut villain. You split up two good villains from a man and a woman one, because Jason Scott Lee does really good with his villain character. It's very underwritten. Same thing with a witch character. She's a great actress. Gong Li does what she needs to do, and I like it. It's just they're never fleshed out enough. I wanted more from them, and that's what really kind of distracted me, because there's elements of this film that I really love, but it's the ones where it's just a straight up war film when she's training. That whole second act where she's training and we get Mulan just figuring out what she's doing, how she's going to, you know, defeat the Huns. They don't sing that song here, but how are they going to beat this battle? Her growth, her trying to figure out, oh my god, I'm lying, and you know, she wants to say that she's here for the honor, the respect, and then, you know, being truthful, but she's not being truthful. She also has her flirtation with Chen, which I stand this movie giving me bisexual icon again. This guy who's in love with boy Mulan as much as he's in love with girl Mulan. We stand by Bicon, yes. So yeah, I like this whole middle section, because we have Donnie Yen here. We're starting to see some of the war elements. We know we would see them training, then we would cut to the bad guys, and they're just murking people. They're just going through them. I liked this whole second act so much. The first act, I kind of wanted young Mulan a little bit more. That's something we didn't really get a lot in the animated movie, so I'm like, ooh, let me spend some more time with her. We just kind of do it in the cold open. And then the end, I feel, is incredibly rushed. We get to that final fight, and I'm like, oh, we're here already and that's it? Oh, okay. But yes, this section in the middle, I was just eating it up. I'm like, this is what I came for. This is where the movie shines. Basically, I can't give this a bad review because I love this middle section so much. So when I say the ending feels rushed, if you guys remember the original Mulan, they have that big avalanche scene, and then they go to the final act where it's more at the, you know, at the city. That happens here, but for some reason, I just feel like all of the drama was lost at the end. Maybe because the Mulan reveal happens before this final moment. I don't know, there was just something about the end. It felt so low stakes. I didn't feel anyone was in actual danger, and that's, you know, maybe on me as a viewer that I'm like older than 8, so I'm like, well, I know the good guys are going to win because, one, I know the story of Mulan, and two, it's a Disney movie, so I was a little distracted there. I wanted to just be invested in this ending a little bit more, because even the final fight, I was just kind of like, oh, well, this is cool. It's a little bit more heavy on the superpower stuff in this movie. Not so much my favorite, but I really was upset that I wasn't in love with the ending. It's still not bad. This movie comes with an overall recommendation. I would say watch it. I just wasn't as connected and emotionally invested in this ending as much as I wanted to be. I was just so like, oh, awesome, you know, in there, I don't know, it's very confusing, because, like, there's stuff I like in this ending. We have the Mulan and Chen stuff. They kind of recognize that even though she is a woman, she's still a badass fighter. Those are all cool moments. It's just the actual, like, movie stuff. It's the stuff that's happening within the story that I'm like, I have no fear for the people here. I never thought the Emperor was in trouble. I never thought Mulan maybe won't win this battle. And that's just me as the viewer being a little bit more older and a mature viewer knowing what's going to happen. I just could not sink my teeth into this ending, and it kind of hurt. Now, when I said in the beginning of this video that I hope this review helps me figure out my feelings on Mulan, I will say I think it did help me figure it out. I like this movie, and I'm in a light like. You know, it goes back to middle school. I like you. I don't like you. I just like you. I'm friends with Mulan. This movie is a movie I enjoy being friends with. I enjoy watching it. I would recommend some people hang out with it. Not everybody, but I like it. You know, when this comes out, you guys should see it whenever you feel comfortable watching it. I'm not telling you to spend $30 on it. I'm not telling you to wait in December. When you feel comfortable watching this on Disney Plus, give it a watch. It's a good movie. There's enough in here to enjoy. Alright guys, that was it for my review of the Mulan remake. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. I had a great time reviewing this movie. It is such a fun movie I love talking about. No matter my feelings on it, it was a fun experience to dive into. So that is it for my review. Comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and let's talk about Mulan down below.